You know, I was talking to a mom this week who said something that I hear all the time. She said, Dr. Joe, we're doing everything right. I'm talking early bedtime, blackout curtains, magnesium, melatonin, white noise, all of it. And my child is still awake for hours. And you could just feel it. That mix of exhaustion, frustration, confusion. Because at some point you start to wonder, what am I doing wrong? And if that's where you are right now, I want you to start here. You're not failing at bedtime, and your child is not being difficult. What you're seeing is an exhausted but wired pattern. That's a nervous system that's stuck, and no routine, no supplement, no perfect bedtime setup can override a nervous system that's locked in stress mode. You see, this conversation is really for that parent who feels like, I've tried everything and nothing is working. Because what you're going to do today is shift the way that you see sleep entirely. Not as a routine problem, but as a nervous system function. So let's start with this. Most people see sleep as rest, but sleep is actually one of the most active, productive times in your child's entire day. While your child is sleeping, their brain is literally organizing and filing everything that they learned that day. Their body is releasing growth hormone. This is where they physically grow. Their immune system is building and strengthening, which is why kids who don't sleep well get sick more often. And maybe one of the biggest things that parents notice, sleep is when the brain processes emotions. So when your child is constantly melting down, struggling with big emotions, can't regulate, a lot of times that's not behavioral. That's their nervous system running on empty. So the real question becomes, if sleep is this important, why can't some kids access it? And this is where we have to talk about the nervous system. Because sleep is not controlled by routines. It's controlled by the balance inside your child's nervous system. And you can think of it like this. There is a gas pedal and then there is a brake pedal. The gas pedal side is go, go, go. It is alert. It is the stress side, and that is important. We need that to survive. Then there's the brake pedal, which is the rest, digest, recovery, sleep. And for your child to fall asleep, that brake has to win. There has to be a balance, but that brake has to win in the situation. But what we see in so many kids is that gas pedal, it's just stuck down. So even when their body is exhausted, their brain won't shut off. And it's like trying to fall asleep after 3 energy drinks. You're tired, but your system won't allow it. And this is where a lot of families get stuck because they feel like they're trying to fix the environment, which is important. I'm not discounting that. But they're doing that instead of looking at the nervous system. So why does this happen? Why does a child's system get stuck like this? This is something that we call the perfect storm, and it usually doesn't start at bedtime. It starts way earlier, sometimes even during pregnancy, where stress hormones can shape how a baby's nervous system develops in utero. Then you have birth. And this is a big one. Things like inductions, C-sections, forceps, vacuum, even fast or long deliveries can create stress in the upper neck area, which is exactly where the vagus nerve, for all you who are out there doing health stuff on Instagram and everything, that's where that vagus nerve lives. And that vagus nerve is what helps control the brake pedal. Then we get into early childhood. That's when that hits. We've got antibiotics, we've got digestive issues, reflux, constipation, frequent sickness. All of these things are signals that the nervous system is under stress. So what happens is that stress starts stacking layer after layer after layer until eventually the system doesn't know how to turn it off anymore and hit that brake pedal. And when sleep is disrupted long enough, you start seeing it spill into everything else. Focus struggles, hyperactivity, big emotion swings, constant sickness. A lot of times kids get labeled ADHD, behavioral issues. But what we're really seeing is exhaustion. That's what it looks like in kids. Not calm and sleepy, but wired and overwhelmed. And, this is why we say all the time that we don't chase symptoms, we track signals. Because sleep struggles are a signal, and the body is saying, I can't regulate. So here's the good part. What are we actually going to do about it? This is where neurologically focused chiropractic care is different, because we're not trying to force sleep. We're working to restore a system that allows sleep to happen more naturally. We use very gentle, specific adjustments to remove a thing called interference in that nervous system, what we call subluxation. And when that interference is reduced, something incredibly powerful begins to happen. The body can finally shift. That gas pedal starts to ease up, and that brake pedal can start to engage. And this is why one of the first things parents tell us is, my child is finally sleeping. But it doesn't stop there, because the nervous system starts regulating. You see digestion improve, immune system gets stronger, behavior start to stabilize, emotions, those become easier to manage, because now the body isn't stuck in survival mode anymore. So if your child is struggling with sleep, I want you to hear this clearly. Your child isn't broken. Their body is likely stuck in stress mode, and there is a path forward. Sleep, it's the foundation. And when your child can actually activate deep restorative sleep, everything else starts to build from there in the best ways. And if this sounds like your kid, if you've been trying to figure this out all on your own, this is exactly what we help families with. You can reach out to our team, ask questions, or just take the next step when you're ready, because day one to day forever, that's what this is all about. Helping your child to heal, to grow, and to truly live better.